What's up, Pueblo? Periscope. How'd you know, Pueblo?
How you doing?
It's funny. We have some people here with Periscope on their phone. But this is an awesome conversation from last night, man. If you guys didn't check this out yet, this was a conversation I had with Grant Cardone last night, the real Brad Leah. If you guys don't know who they are, this is the author of 10X Rule. Top right, that's Grant Cardone, and bottom left, that's the Brad Leah. He has an online training platform he's created, put about $20 million of his own money to building it. But we were having a conversation last night. Oh, my counter's going off. Cardone Zone going on. But what is up? I'm here with my man Nabil.
What's going on, everybody? How's it going, Periscope world?
Periscope world out there. So, by the way, I just noticed, Nabil, just by looking at this, you match my poster. Right? Look at this. He's got. You see that right behind you, man?
Well,
to your right. See?
Trying to follow in your lead, man.
Yeah.
Trying to follow in your lead, man.
Well, dude, you're getting a lot of love, man. You're getting a lot of love. People tapping the screen away, man. Those hearts match Nabil's shirt. What's going on, Harley? This is your Money Smart guy, Matt Sapal. Hey, by the way, you guys like my shirt? Yeah, boy.
It says capitalist.
Capitalist. Listen, if you're an entrepreneur, you are a capitalist. That's right. Like that. Tap that screen, man, if you like that shirt. Capitalist, baby. Cool. So we're here on Friday. We're making phone calls within our office. Team. There you go. Everybody's focused, making calls.
How was your meeting yesterday?
Just listen to these guys. That's Victor over there.
In his zone.
There's Caesar over there, Ann over there making calls. I think Veronica and Rosie on the other side over there. If I wrap my phone around the other corner. But anywho, Nabil and I were having a conversation, and he came into my office this morning just charged with questions, man. So listen, if you want a quality business, you want a quality life, Ron Steve Gray says, Nabil, Matt, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? So the quality of your life is based on this one thing. What is that one thing? Or it's actually a couple things because they end up snowballing to other things. But the quality of your life, the quality of your business, the quality of your growth, the speed of your growth, the speed of your maturation process as an entrepreneur, right? And this is something that I've learned from being in radio and just asking questions on how to develop a better radio show. When I was I had my own show in 2009, 2010 during the crash. Sadly, the radio station collapsed, and there goes my show. But one of the things that you'll learn in business is the quality and the speed of the direction you go is based on this thing. And this thing is the questions you ask. So, again, the questions that you ask. So let's talk about that real quick. So come to my office right now, right before I make some phone calls. What inspired you this morning to just fire away some of these majorly inspiring questions, man?
I mean, so everybody knows who the Money Smart guy is, right? And everybody knows at our PHP agency and Money Smart movement how important he is for our maturity in the entrepreneurial world as young, aspiring entrepreneurs and businessmen and women. But what we don't know is, okay, he has conversations with us in a different manner, but people like Grant Cardone and Brad Lyle that he just mentioned are also reaching out to him and are saying that he's an inspiring individual. He motivates them, and there's a level of charisma in them. And so my question to Matt was, how do you shift your conversations with us to them, and what's your mindset like, and how do you ask different questions to them than you do with us?
Awesome, man. By the way, Giovanni from Sacramento just came on board, man. What's going on, Giovanni? From Sacramento, by the way, this is a sharp young entrepreneur in Northern California, Sacramento. You need to follow him. He's got financial workshops for entrepreneurs out there too. Giovanni, put up your website there, man. But good morning, Giovanni. But Nabil, I mean, you're about to get married here in July. Talk about the conversation that you're having with your fiance.
So, as you can tell, I have a little bit of a bass in my voice. So for some people, that it may come off a little aggressive, and we all have a purpose in this particular business, is to get to certain levels, to make a certain level of income for whatever our why is. But the person on the other end doesn't know what our why is.
Mill City says, Nabil, what's up?
What's up?
I think that's Jeff Gaudette, man.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing, brother? My man, East Coast. So my question to Matt was, how do you adjust your sincerity level? How do you adjust that likability so that they feel enough motivation and inspiration to be like, hey, you know, I understand where this is coming from, where the questioning is coming from, rather than feeling pressured. So my fiance was telling, hey, you should have more sincerity and you should be acting as if you're smiling on the other end, so the prospect or the potential client that you're speaking to feels welcome, because after all, we are in the money game and they need to be trusted.
That's it, man. And by the way, for those of you coming in right now, appreciate you guys patching in. Giovanni, thank you for sharing this, man. I love it when people share this Periscope channel with others. It really shares and tells me what type of a giver you are in life, and the fact that you want to share the message, you want to share positivity in your life. So thank you guys for sharing this Periscope to your followers and on Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. But Javier, thank you for inviting your followers, Javier. Thank you very much. So what advice would you give to somebody out there, Nabil, that is an aspiring entrepreneur? By the way, last night, Nabil, you helped a client last night, right?
Yes, I did.
And this is just one of many accounts that you're opening for a client. How much money you make last night, man?
I made $3,000 last night, and we closed a $1.5 million policy last night.
So Nabil's making some cash, baby. He's making some money, man.
Yes,
He's making $3,000 in a night. So really proud of your efforts, dude. And you know, Nabil, this young entrepreneur can really be Dennis says sincerity can also be shown in your listening skills. Absolutely, absolutely. Wante, thanks for that, because I have the same problem with the tone of my voice. He goes, Wante said, I got some bass in my voice too. So, with that being said, what would you share with young entrepreneurs out there? What would you think would be the first questions that a young entrepreneur should be asking their mentor? What's going on, Amanda? What do you think a young entrepreneur should be asking their mentor? Think about that. What's some of the first things? If you look back in your beginnings with us, and not knowing what you know now, what would be the first questions you said, man, if I would have asked them these questions early on in my career, I would have seen the business and entrepreneurship in a different light.
Great question. Thank you for asking that, Matt. I wouldn't ask anything regarding business. My first question to my mentor, specifically Matt here, would be, how can I be a better follower? Right? Take out the ego or this pride that you may have of whatever business or entrepreneurial venture that you did before or profession you had before. Humble yourself and ask whoever's guiding you. And in our case, Matthew Sapala here, one of the best coaches.
You're getting a lot of love, though. You're getting a lot of likes.
One of the best coaches I've ever seen in my life, and he's completely transformed my life. I see him as the Phil Jackson of the financial world. That's just my take on it, right? And I kind of want to be the Jordan, but I'm not there yet. I'm still working my way. How can I be a better follower?
And sometimes people say, you know what, man, you know, if I'm thinking about right now. By the way, Ron says, great answer. Part of leadership is followership. And that's the part of leadership that a lot of people don't want to consider. Because, oh man, I'm supposed to be a leader myself. What, am I supposed to follow? You know? What would you say to somebody who's detracting that thought? Say, you know what, why Nabil? I want to be a leader. Why should I follow? Why do you think people should follow?
Well, let's take a analysis of a few leaders in different areas, right? You had Michael Jordan. 1984, he got drafted by the Chicago Bulls, changed the face of Chicago forever. But he had Doug Collins as a coach. And their main strategy was give Jordan the ball and let him score. He was kind of the Iverson of his time, just a scoring machine. But they didn't win anything. They got toppled by Detroit multiple times till Phil Jackson took over. Phil Jackson's main incorporation was what? Jordan, you need to distribute the ball, and the incorporation of the triangle offense.
Yep.
And he had to listen.
Yeah.
When he listened, he started to follow subsequently, and therefore they started to win championships.
Yeah.
Right? So that's one. Number two, you look at people like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. They followed a particular mentor to get to where they wanted to be. So followership is huge, and reducing your ego is the biggest way that you become a best follower.
That's huge. Hey, man, Nabil, thanks for stopping in today, man.
Thank you, man.
Steve said, great leaders have to know how to serve others. Jesus served the people. Amen to that. Dennis Neary says, there's always someone out there that's bigger, faster, richer than you. Find them. So appreciate that insight there, Dennis. So listen, we're going to get rock and rolling. My wife is, what's cool is she dropped off another check for me to deposit in my account, which is pretty cool. So Giovanni says, how do you know if you are leading correctly? How do you know if you're leading correctly? Well, I think basis, if you know you're leading correctly, especially as a young entrepreneur, that you're going to have results in your business and you're implementing what your teachers, right? Your teachers,
Absolutely.
your mentors are telling you. So one thing I love about what you did, Giovanni, I challenged you to get an office, and guess what? You got an office. That's how you know you're leading correctly. You know you're leading correctly when you're constantly uncomfortable. Right? When you're like, oh man, should I do that? Should I do this? It's way beyond my current skill set, way beyond my current reality. Well, great. Boom. Do it. Lead. And that's how you know you're leading correctly. When certain people are dogging you out, they're giving you a hard time, and you got some haters, some naysayers, hey, you're leading correctly. Why? Because you're pissing people off around you that they know they should be doing something, right? But you're showing them that you stick to your guns and you're doing it yourself, and that's how you're leading. When you're blazing new trails and people are saying, what are you doing? I have no clue what it is that you're doing, and you're making us all uncomfortable. You're going to make me regret not following you. That's how you know you're leading correctly. Then you go back a year later and they're in the same exact spot where you saw them last year, and you're completely different. Bam, that's how you know you're leading correctly. So Dennis, appreciate that, man. You too, you be well too as well. Thanks for stopping in, man. Thanks for stopping in. Especially when they call your business thing. Yeah, and you know what? You know how you're leading correctly is a year later, you're still in that thing, and they're still in their thing. They're still in their same funk, man. So Tobbs, what is our business? We run a financial firm, but we're just talking about general entrepreneurship right now. But our firm, the name of our firm is PHP Agency. I run the Money Smart Movement division, and we help people get out of credit card debt and student loan debt. We help people start saving for the financial future, like the wealthy do with tax advantages. And obviously, we're here in the business of entrepreneurship, where we show people how to double and triple their income using our model in the personal financial world. So with that being said, everybody here is looking at Rosie. I see you. Everybody's checking out our Periscope. But anyway, thanks for tuning in today. If you just jumped on, please watch the replay, like, tap, share. And with that being said, everyone, follow us on, let me tap this around. Yeah. Yes. See, look. He's rushing me to get off this Periscope. So smartguy.com. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Money Smart Guy. And until we meet again, continue to live smart, continue to love smart, and be money smart today. Woo!